another match point.
Incredible third set here.
They changed their strategy a little bit and they fought their way back in.
There it is, game, set, and match.
Hello and welcome to the 2025 APTA Mixed National Championships. We're live from the Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, bringing you the Mixed National Championship with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsors, Volley and Corian. Local support has been provided by the following tournament sponsors. We have our national gold sponsors, Driscoll Foods, family-owned and operated company committed to excellent customer service. Our national silver sponsors, the Primtage Team and Urban Farms Landscaping, and Malone, our national bronze sponsors. Off the Hook Seafood, Peter's Fish Market, Donnelly Construction, Bartlett Tree Experts, Wayne Meat Court, Atlanta IT, Rollflex Label Company, M&J Frank Inc. Brown, Bonzi Boards, NJW PTL, NJW MPTA, Team Logistics Third Party Warehousing Solutions, MIPL, Peachy Family Distributing, Stretch Lab, all those great sponsors. I am Patty Hogan, and I am honored to be sharing the announcing booth with the one and only three-time defending national champion Macy Elliott, and my favorite Beacon Hill pro, Tomas Christian, top 8 player in the country. You guys lost in the semis earlier. We'll talk about that. Macy, can you give us a quick run through how these players got here to the finals?
Yeah, we've got serving over there. We've got Guillermo Nunez and Charlotte Sikora. They just took us out in the semifinals, and before that, they took out Nube and Agudelo. They both assistants at Essex Fells Country Club. And then returning right there was Georgie Alexandre and Jose Salazar. They just beat Allison and Adam Morgan in the semifinals. And even before then, they beat Towson and Moyo out of Philadelphia. So this is going to be an epic match. I'm really curious to see how this goes.
Yeah, it's going to be great to watch it unfold. Mike Yahimski's once again up in the chair, our great APTA umpire. This championship flight final will be a full 2 out of 3 sets, regular scoring, with a 7-point tiebreaker to be played at 6-all in the third set. What's great about this Mixed National Championship is Macy's going to share with you the finalists for the other flights. Not only do we have the 16-team championship flight, we've got 4 other flights that players from all around the country have flown into. It's an exciting day for players of all levels. And Macy, can you tell us who are in the finals of the other flights?
Yeah, Indian Trail's done an amazing job of separating all the flights, making competitive matches for everyone. In the Flight 1 of Mixed Nationals, the finals are McNerney's versus the D'Onofrios, and in flight number 2 we have Donahoe and Dolan taking on Wolf and Marsden. Fun fact, Wolf and Marsden were not seeded and they made it through to the finals. In flight number 3 we have Fee and Cardoso. They took on Fair and Fair, mother-son team, excuse me. And then in flight 4 we have Barton and Mannix in the finals against Gauthier and Cesare.
Yeah, Macy.
Bam.
I mean, how great is it with all these flights being played out there and players from all around the country able to contend within their own ability level? It makes for an exciting event. And can't say enough about the hospitality here with the Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes. Beautiful setting for this amazing national championships.
I think it's awesome. This is how it was done when Mixed Nationals was in Jersey 2 years ago. They did the same kind of, lots of different flights. It gets a lot of people good playing time, and makes all the matches nice and competitive. It's awesome. Mixed Nationals is one of a kind.
So as this match unfolds, we had both guys held serve out here. And what I found in the quarters and the semis in your match that we called, the first people broken in the match were not the women, they were the men today.
That is true. Not a normal thing, but it's going to be interesting. The thing that I know I was very much challenged with and struggled with in our semifinal was, Guillermo Nunez's spin as a lefty is absolutely incredible. He's one of the, has one of the best spins on the guy's side as it is. And for the women, we don't see lefty spin hardly ever. So it's going to be interesting to see how Georgie evolves through this match, and she's an amazingly defensive player. She can get everything back when it comes to in the women's side. Like, she is an absolute backboard. I got to play with her at Montclair, and so I'm sure she will adjust and evolve as this match goes on.
So, Tomas Christian, let's talk about serving in mixed nationals. Do you feel more pressure on your serve
I do. I
than
feel
you
as
do
though
in men's play?
I feel as though there's always a big return coming, so you feel the need to go after your serve more than usual. Just because I think the guys that you're playing against are really attacking it right at your partner, so you want to get a good serve and play. And then today for us, that kind of led to some faults. I feel like, because we're going for more than we're used to.
I heard he felt protective over his partner here. Isn't that what you heard?
That's exactly
Good answer,
right.
Tomas.
See how I gave myself a good excuse for faulting so much today?
I think you did a great job there.
So, I mean, 80 degrees, you can't prepare for a day like this. You can use the volley machine, practice all your shots. You can practice those lefty spins maybe, so you know what's coming from D. But you can't practice the temperature when it's so dramatically different from a couple days ago.
And I said to Macy before the tournament that this kind of weather benefits someone like Nunez, because his spin goes several feet farther than it normally would on a colder day, and it's a lot harder to control. So I think this is a perfect day for him and his overheads.
I think we're going to see a lot of movement out of both of these guys. Look at Guillermo Nunez standing at the service tee, looking very comfortable.
So obviously he's just trying to get his buddy Jose to hit a ball over to him over there. So
That's right.
they're trying to goad each other into shot making here.
And that's how Guillermo Nunez loves to play. Like, we were playing against him and he's in the middle. When we're playing against him and he's in the middle, he has a smile on his face the more that's happening. I remember everyone talking about when he first won nationals in Boston 2 years ago. It was 5-5 in the third set, and he has a smile on his face. He wants the ball. He loves to play that way.
And the positioning, you guys are great coaches. You teach a lot of players of all levels. You're rarely going to coach the formations that you see out here that are so effective here at the high level in mixed nationals, because very few people are going to be able to play that I formation. And again, the guys are kind of doing it to goad each other into getting the opposition hit the ball into their corner, as opposed to overplaying toward the women's side.
It might be a goal for 2026 to run a mixed camp, how to play mixed doubles.
That's right.
And
a
get
great camp
bonus
idea.
points for talking nice to your partner.
Tomas, how hard is it when you're playing with your drives? Like, you started that match and you were on fire going after your drives. Do you hesitate at all when you're looking across the net and you're not playing Jose and Alvi, one of these top teams, or Paris Nunez, when you're playing against a female?
Right. I think one of the big differences just with the men is that they tend to close the net more often. They get a lot closer to the net, which means they can be really offensive with volleys. So you're really, when you play a team like Nunez Powers or Regalado Salazar, you're really overthinking your drives, because you might lose the point if you drive the wrong one. And I think having one person a little bit off the net gives you a little bit more confidence in your drives, which is why I feel like I was able to go after it today more than usual.
And like you'll see, they're doing a really good job of Charlotte Zakora is right on top of the net when Guillermo's back and he's hitting his cuts. And I like that Jose Salazar stuck to his true self. He made sure that he and his partner wore matching outfits. Even though it's mixed, they still make sure they're matching.
Well, Alvi was here earlier in the parking lot making sure they had their
Was he?
their outfits, picked out. I think Alvi does the shopping for the team.
What a supportive partner.
43.
I kind of feel like the first person gets broken. That's a huge momentum thing in these matches.
I
in mixed.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Great transition play.
What'd you guys think about the double deuce scoring for the quarters and
I
your
love
first couple of
double deuce.
matches? You like the double deuce?
I love double
Macy?
deuce because I think that NOAD sometimes you can argue that it's not representative of a true match, whereas I think a double deuce, once you get to the second deuce, it's, you know, at least you get to play one out.
We're tied 2-all, first set.
All right, settle in, folks. 2-2.
The good thing is Griffin Kramer's watching. He's in the house, our #1 watcher on all live streaming. He has surpassed, with this mixed nationals performance of his showing up this morning and this afternoon, he has surpassed Clarissa O'Hearn and Damian Johnston for most matches viewed.
Takes dedication.
We like the committed fans.
Blocking that roller is tough. I've seen that roller of Jose Salazar whip one too many times. That is not fun when it's coming at you.
How great a match did Charlotte Sikora play this afternoon against you guys in the semis?
She
She
played
played
awesome.
incredible.
She really did. She dug in. She played her role really well.
Uh-oh, our #4 viewer of all time, Ron Cummins. He asked if this goes 3, he watches every point. Does he leapfrog Griffin Kramer? I said, I don't know. We're going to have to make a judge's decision.
I think Ron might put in the most travel time out of anybody.
I think you're right.
He really makes sure he's there as like the director of enthusiasm in person. All right. Did you know that volley players have hit 7 million balls? That's a lot of high quality training. Don't get left behind. Get your reps in with volley. Whether it's day or night, you're in control of your training. Volley offers world-class training on demand, helping you sharpen your skills and level up your game whenever it fits your schedule. Ready to join the movement? Start training smarter with volley today. I actually used the volley machine right before Nationals at Philly Cricket Club because Tomas had scheduled a practice match and I didn't have any friends to play with, so I just I hit with the volley machine by myself. It was awesome. Used so many drives.
Yeah, and you could just channel it. I mean, you could watch the Zabori overhead. Can you program
I tried to
that
tell
in?
it Zabori overhead. It didn't listen to me, but maybe that's, you know, the 3.0 version.
Tomas, anything that you didn't expect so far? Is this kind of what you anticipated?
No, if I can butt in, I think that a lot of this match is going to be how well can Georgie Alexandre deal with Nunez's spin, and also how well can Jose avoid giving Nunez the type of ball that he can hurt them with. And so far, I saw that Georgie's missed a couple returns off of Guillet's serve because it's unbelievable how much spin is on it. But this point here, she looks like she's adjusted and she's letting more balls go to the screen, so that kind of takes the spin off, and then Salazar can take it. So it looks like they're making some good adjustments.
And Tomas, I noticed each of the matches I called today, the women were playing the ad court, the guy was in the deuce court with the lefty overhead. So how come they did that right out of the box?
Right, so they do that just so that all of Nunez's overheads are spinning into Jose, who's just obviously sees it every tournament. He's a lot more used to it. It just makes it a little bit tougher for Nunez to hit his best overhead to Georgie Alexandre.
Tomas, I know you're a historian in the sport of platform tennis, so I'm going to put you on the spot. Ray Croster went 3 for 3 this morning. Who won 2017 Mixed National Championships? Do you know who won it?
I do know who won it because
He told you?
it's my partner. Right, he tells me everything he won. Plus, I do know that Mr. Drew Broderick, from the span of about 2014, 2015 to 2017, didn't lose many matches, so it's a safe guess that Drew Broderick and his then mixed partner Gabby Nicolescu won.
Who'd they beat in the finals?
They took out Juan Araya and Roxy Anika. Looks like
Huge win.
huge win.
Anika and Araya and Anika had won 3 straight mixed nationals.
Wow.
I think against Drew and Lauren Gebbia. And then Drew got over the hump thanks to that forehand roller of Gabby Nikolescu.
Yep.
Evil.
What a get.
Wow.
Oh. Incredible.
They're going to have to lob well.
So that's what we were talking about in the last match. I mean, how do you lob well when, like, you guys were just hanging on for dear life, playing awesome defense? You put the ball up, only to have Nunes load up again for yet another overhead.
Well, it seemed like I was practicing my short lobs today.
You know, you have that down to a science, I noticed, Thomas.
Yes. I wanted Macy to practice her defense.
Well, I thought the wind was tricky, the temperature was tricky, so you're playing defense and you're throwing the ball up, and you can't go for too much because the wind's kind of taking it. So I did feel like it was a little challenging out there.
I will say I love this positioning for Alexandra and Salazar, where when they're at net, Jose is always up, and she's always kind of like behind him. And I think it allows her to bail out of trouble, and they stay in the point. I like it a lot. What a take.
And, you know, with the court coverage and the quickness that you see, athleticism from Jose Salazar, you know, Georgie's doing a great job of kind of covering what she has to cover. She's not trying to overplay at all. She's hanging on for dear life against those cutters. But, you know, if she can limit what she's looking for and then get Jose's help, I think she'll be in good shape here. She's a real good athlete, real good scrambler.
And I can't emphasize enough, I mean, it's different looking at this on the screen. Mixed is different, how especially, you know, for the women out there playing to move, because the guys are obviously hitting more balls, right? But to move and try to cover and just be kind of backup the whole time, it's not easy. They're making it look way easier than it is.
Right, and it's rare that you're in that circumstance where you're back there. And I was watching you in that last match, Macy, and it's like, should I stay or should I go? Like
Yeah.
that song is going through your head
Exactly.
the whole time you're out there.
You're 100% correct. And when Tomas and we played this mixed tournament last year, we lost to Jose in the quarterfinals. So we know what it's like to be on the other side of the court of that as well.
The gazelle-like movements.
Barely missed that.
Yeah. So what do you think? First break, we'll do it in this first set? Or tiebreak?
No, tiebreak.
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 Oh, I like that. Macy, how fun is it playing mixed?
It's so much fun, especially getting to play with Tomas. I mean, he's an incredible player, and I try to do as much as what he tells me to do as best I can.
Yeah,
But it is so cool to see new challenges, stuff that we don't really see, and it's fun.
I always loved mixed. I just felt it was such a different challenge than women's.
Yes.
Obviously, we both love women's paddle, but when you get out there and mix it, you know you're being hit 94% of the shots.
Correct.
So there's totally different mindset when you play that match.
And you learn a lot, for sure.
All right. So the fact that Guy and Jose know each other's games so well, it's kind of fun here to watch their cat and mouse just between the two of them.
Because Georgie and Charlotte know each other's games just as well, but they're, dipping and diving and dodging.
That's right.
I love Charlotte Shikoro loading up that backhand. That backhand is gorgeous.
Shout out to Charlotte's fan club
What a
from
shot.
Island Rubbish up on Nantucket.
They lead 4 games to 3. First set.
Macy, how about the food at lunch? Did you enjoy your lunch? I mean, I know you guys were ready for a semifinal, but you know, Big E and myself, we could go and we just kind of sat down and started grazing for a good hour and a half today.
I will say they put on an amazing food spread, and what's interesting, a little fun fact about me is that I usually eat anything and everything that's in front of me except at a paddle tournament. I eat light, I don't know why, but the watermelon, let me tell you, was amazing. Had a full plate of watermelon. I appreciated that it was available.
See, I went right past the watermelon because they have these chocolate chip cookies, these oatmeal cookies, these lemon
Sounds so good.
blueberry cookies. Unbelievable.
They were handing out ice cream bars on a platter.
I love an ice cream bar on a
I love
platter.
a good ice cream bar.
So that's Charlotte Sikora in the near court in all black who just served. Her partner, Guy Nunes, the lefty who just hit that ball on the far side. That's Georgie Alexander out of that ad court. Just didn't come up with that one. And that's Jose Salazar in the deuce court.
I feel you, Georgie. I hit about 10 of those in the last match.
Macy, when you're on the baseline and they're unloading on you, what do you do with your grip pressure to defend those shots?
You know what's funny is I feel like the more you try to get ready for it, the more it actually hurts you, at least in my experience. I feel like whenever you're able to say, okay, it's coming at me, no problem, and you kind of relax a little bit, you hit a way better volley.
But I'm actually talking the baseline. Like, I don't ever think about you on a volley ever an issue. But
When
I'm
you're
saying,
on the baseline.
like when you're in the baseline, these guys are unloading. I'm just fascinated watching the skill that you guys have of just setting your paddle. You have the perfect amount of grip pressure to lock that ball back time after time after time.
I'm telling you, in mix, I'm trying to remember if the guy is righty or lefty most of the time.
That's right.
Am I playing a righty or am I playing a lefty?
That's right. All right, so we're at 4-all finals
4-all.
of 2025 Mixed National Championships hosted in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey at the beautiful Indian Trail Club.
So
I'm
Pat-
Patty Hogan along with Macy Elliott calling the action.
Patty, do you think it'd be fair to say that whoever they're winning all the service games, do you think it's because that player's at net and then giving, the aggressive overheads and the spin?
Yeah, do you think so?
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. I
That's
felt
right,
in your
yeah.
semifinal when you guys started having some serving struggles, and once you're giving up the net, it's hard because you're not going to get them to return the favor from the other side.
Yeah,
and that's the difference in the match, really.
Yeah.
30 love.
That ball kind of spun right into Sikora's body. One of the few shots she's failed to put back in play today.
She played phenomenally in the semifinal match. She really did.
Yeah, she was a rock star in that match. We voted her MVP of that match.
30-15.
Look at that positioning. Way off the court for Georgie. She's just letting every
Smart.
ball go through.
30 all.
I don't think that Guy Nunes is going to hit the return at her necessarily. I'm not sure she has to give up that much court, Macy, because that did open up a lot of court up the middle for Salazar to cover. Didn't quite come up with that one.
He did, though. I know I saw him hit quite a few at me, so maybe he was.
And by moving over, Georgie then eliminates any
Just-
shot being good to her right.
Yeah. All right, we have our first break point.
A lot of I formation. We saw that with that
Yeah.
epic semifinal match at Nationals with Paige and Lopez prevailing in a third set tiebreaker over Zabori and Hanisch. And this prepared the audience for a little bit of the I formation as well this weekend.
Exactly. We played against Anna and Pavle in the quarters, and they were doing that as well.
Who was handling the overheads?
Pavle.
I knew.
Anna said she was still tired from semifinals and nationals. She wanted to rest.
I'm sure she was.
Oh, wow. Mr. Guillermo Nunez.
What a sick shot.
Unbelievable. looked wide.
Yep.
All right. Are we doing the double deuce?
We are not.
We
Regular
are
scoring.
not. Okay.
Regular scoring for the championship. Even the players are a little confused about it. And I mean, that's the dilemma. Sakura had the ball to drive, but you see Jose moving. You don't know which way he's going to go.
It was the right ball. He
Yep.
just did that movement. Wow.
See, I think this is what I'm saying. I think there's too much open space for Nunes now with Georgie
Yeah,
that
I-
far over.
I hear you. Yes.
I didn't know there was a shot that Jose couldn't run down. But that's 2 in this game. He is human. And right there, that's where Sakura, she has to believe in herself and her own individual skills. She kind of forced that and rushed that a little bit. She could take a little bit more time, and that time Jose wasn't actually on top of the net.
Well, and I can speak from personal experience there, dealing against, Jose's roller like that. She has to believe that she can get, 6, 7 of those back because she can. Like she can. She knows she can. It's just, it's a bombardment of aggressiveness against you. What a volley!
Yeah. Charlotte so covered Guy for that terrible overhead. He hit right to Salazar's forehand. But see, Guy welcomes those challenges, and he just assumes Charlotte has the same mentality.
Great gut. Wow, what a get from Georgie. Great point by everybody.
And you just can't prepare for that. You just can't practice that. And Alexander is a great athlete, comes up with a lot of stuff, has massive reach. Just too evil. So Macy, I like what Sakura is doing here. She's foregoing. She's not looking for her drive really in this point, and I can see she's lobbing well and kind of keeping Jose where he can do too much damage.
Yeah, it's really, really good lob placement. This is what she needs to do, just all day long.
See, that's a little bit more of a problem. Good deep. I love the move by Nunes running up there.
Oh, and in.
That was a high five for Guy. It was almost out of his reach. Wow, another phenomenal return to serve out of that court from Nunes. I'll tell you, Macy, you saw it in your match when Guy and Charlotte at the net. They are so tough.
Wow. Wow. What a time to come up with that defense.
Interesting thought practice moment right there to come up and say, let me just try this inside out little drop shot over there. But that's Nunes.
That's what makes him so good, though, because when he makes it.
Yep. And he makes you think. We know he can make it, so he makes you cover so much more court than a lot of players do. Really smart overhead from Nunes. He kind of waited a little bit on that.
He held that really well.
Yeah, it looked like he was going into that ad corner, and Jose was kind of making the move over, and Guy saw that pink shirt kind of moving and hit behind him, forced the error.
But then he just had to remember which pink shirt it was.
That's right. Again, another phenomenal return to serve. That Salazar serve.
I think Salazar and Alexandre might pull off the I formation in the back as well. Right shot. Bad luck. 4-all.
Yeah,
Deuce.
Georgie's doing a great job, Macy.
She is. She's adapting. And what I love here, Patty, is the matchups of the teams. You've got Nunez and Sakura, two of the most free spirit people on a paddle court in both the men's and women's. And then you've got discipline, discipline, discipline on the other side.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it.
If you had to vote a team with the most smiles during the tournament, I think it would definitely be Nunez Sakura.
For sure.
Most smiles.
See, Charlotte missed that. Wasn't really close. She's still smiling. I like that she was taking the shot, though. I'm liking that she's free swinging out here. Oh my God, what a sick volley.
That's incredible. All right, we still have had all holds.
And again, Macy, like, can you explain how that feels? Like, here's Nunez on the baseline there, and he's making his move. And how good a shot was that Salazar just hit? Like, how does he do that?
He's Jose Salazar.
I know, but how else? How can other people dream of hitting Jose Salazar?
Well, apparently every night you gotta jump on your left leg about 10 times, and then you gotta tap your head with your right hand at the same time. It's something like that.
Be like Jose. Be like Jose. When I grow up, I want to be like Jose.
I haven't figured it out yet. When I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay. No, I think that's the biggest thing for those of you watching who come from tennis. You know, in tennis, it's always about early, and here at the net, the players who have the ability to hold those volleys just
So
can
hard.
wrong foot you, and it is brutal to defend against.
Wow, great eye.
Love 15.
Macy, 3 national championships in a row. I mean, how many autographs have you given out since the Philly Nationals?
None since Philly Nationals. None. It was very cute. We when I helped out with Junior Nationals the weekend before, a bunch of the little 10 and 12-year-old girls asked me to sign their hats, and I think they don't realize it made my day more than it made, it made me happier than them. It was so cute.
And Macy, we so appreciate, here you are, one of the top players in our women's game, in our sport, and you get the idea about giving back and how important it is to be involved behind the scenes, and how that's a great way, it makes your day, just like it made those kids' day, but it also made your day.
Wow. No one has hands like that. That's nuts. Maybe Tomas Christian, but very
That's right.
few people. No, truly helping out with Junior Nats was such a great day, and I will do that every year that I can. That was awesome.
Book it, Dano. Let's go. No, it's great that you give back. We appreciate it, and congratulations on your APTA Tour event. You guys hit it out of the park. You hit it out of the park. You had such a great team at Rolling Hills Country Club. You've told me so much about that supportive membership. I mean, that's phenomenal. You're a lucky woman to be in that spot where they thoroughly appreciate you and so appreciate the talent and all of the skills that you bring to the table, both on an organizational level and a playing level. And you read people, you get along with everybody. I always see you mix in with everybody, and I think that's such a key to being a great pro in our industry.
No, I'm just really lucky to be surrounded by good people. When you're surrounded by good people, then, generally good things happen. And shout out to all the Rolling Hills members. I think Lloyd and Sarah Godwin are watching the action. They said they now had something to do with their Saturday afternoon watching some mixed.
All right.
We had a great time hosting that Fairfield Open event, and hopefully we're lucky enough to get to do it again. That was awesome. And hopefully it'll be maybe a little bit warmer next year. Right on the back of the line. Another line shot.
Macy, who's there more pressure on out here in mixed? Is it on the guy or is it on the gal?
I think both. Probably the guy will say more on the guy, and the girl will say more on the girl.
Okay.
It's so even because I feel like the girls feel a lot of pressure to, just defend and find a way to hang in and, kind of raise their defensive level. And I think the guys feel the pressure to step up and take over, even though not all of them might be the takeover player generally in their partnerships. And so, which are two completely different skill sets that are both equally important. What a get, Charlotte.
Wow, she just caught the sideline.
Oh my God.
Oh my God,
Wow.
Jose.
30-15.
What a lob and what a shot to follow it. Yeah,
30 all.
evil spin. That lefty spin low into that ad court corner.
Lefty spin to the I court.
Brutal.
Not fun.
Wow,
40-30.
didn't expect that.
You normally don't see that from Guillen. He won't do that again, though. It's a one-off.
Oh my gosh. Really good return. And see, that's where it's very tough. Georgie had no idea what Jose was going to do. Jose was just,
It's very tough.
yeah. She just didn't know, she can't go all out and commit to a shot because at the last second, he might
Yep.
run right in front of her.
Right, and then she's got to be ready, and she knows that. It's not easy.
Yeah, and some of her misses are exactly just because of that moment. She's kind of yielding here, and sometimes it's tricky if you don't make that move for the ball, for a shot right in that moment.
And then Jose's in the same position. He's like, okay, I got to find a way to take over, but also like I can't get too much in her space. And
Oh my God, what a sick cross court was there right
epic
by
shot
Sal.
making. Oh my God.
I mean, this is
What?
freaking amazing, Macy.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Get there. Get there. What?
holy cow.
That was incredible. Oh, Tomas, you missed it.
I mean, Tomas is just this play has taken Tomas's words away for a couple of games.
I
here.
know, I went mute.
Oh, Tomas, I
It's just
just
such
handed
incredible
you that,
play.
that
Can't believe
towel.
it.
We got you back in the match here.
Oh,
You know what's one of the most frustrating things about tennis, paddle, all racket sports is that those 2 points were worth the same amount.
It's like golf. There's long shots and there's short ones are worth
Those
the
2
same.
points were worth the same. All right. It's
Maybe a
only
new
the
rule?
Only the second break point we've had.
A really long point should count for like 1.5 points.
Should be a 3-pointer, just like in
Oh, in basketball. That would
basketball. If it maybe everyone's talking about rule changes.
Right.
If the point lasts less than a minute, it's 1 point.
Okay.
Under 2, between 1 and 2, it's 2 points.
be. Okay.
2 and 3, 3 points. Ooh, this could be life-changing.
I love that. APTA, are you listening?
APTA, listen up.
that's what Drew Broderick and I need.
Each one of
The
your
longer
points
the
will
point,
be worth
the more
6
it's worth.
points.
That's right.
Each
You guys are just waiting for the 20-pointer.
Yeah,
Some people might take some increments along the way, Tomas.
Hey,
might
that's
help
a
McNerney Morgan too.
nice little risk reward there.
That's right.
All right, that was our first break of the match. Let's see if they can break back. I mean, Tomas, you remember seeing us? We were 5'6", Nunez, Sakura.
I've seen that score
I've
before.
seen that score before. What should they do differently than what we did?
Well, serves going in the box as a start. They definitely want to be at the net.
See, that's the dilemma. Like, you guys were trying to stay back and experiment, just dump the ball in, but the problem is you give up the net to that Nunez overhead, and
Right.
the odds of winning the point go down to about 10%.
Well, I mean, it's really 11, Patty, but you know.
It's 11.
who's
Thank you,
splitting hairs?
Macy, for that correction.
Who's splitting hairs?
Thank you for the correction. Tomas just did a walk around here just to check out all the facilities, and how fun is the vibe out here? Is this vibe as good as the Fairfield Open vibe? Be careful how you answer this.
Well,
Tomas.
nothing could be better than the Fairfield Open, but this is a close second.
What an answer.
I have to add that we got a comment from Tiernan Cavana about our point scale, and she said it's not going to happen. So
It'll have to live in what-if land.
That's right. We could run a tournament, Macy. You could run a tournament and say, here's how I want the scoring to be. Please? I think it's only right that we get a tiebreaker, right?
I think so.
And again, we played 10 games without a break of serve.
wow.
Wow. Oh, and
Oh.
that's
I mean, I know Jose can hit everything, but that's amazing. I know Evan, the producer, just got particularly excited watching that shot.
I think that goes with the, you know, jumping on one leg at night.
Wow.
Score a backhand, watch out.
What a forehand from Nunez there.
Epic.
And he just sort of holds that shot for half a second, and you know he's waiting for Salazar to make the move to the middle, and kind of went behind him. He's assuming he's going to go middle. That was phenomenal. Holding the shot, and beautiful execution.
Oh, controversial call here. Two
Well,
breaks in a
right.
row.
We have a tiebreaker.
That's one of the things that Macy and I talked about before playing Nunez, is that you always have to expect a drive. He does an unbelievable job of holding the ball in even just a continental grip. You think he's going to lob, and you start stepping back, and then he can push a drive once he sees that, and he can really catch you off guard. He's very slippery.
Yeah, that's a great point. He's got that deceptive quality to him where you see most people go over Western, semi-Western, and it's predictable, so you can kind of almost, it's predictable how you're going to respond, where you're going to position yourself in your paddle. But it doesn't make it so easy.
2-0, Socorro Nunez.
Wow.
What a cat.
Great volley from Charlotte there.
Socorro Nunez.
You can hear Jose Salazar. Let's get this one. Let's get this one.
have the feeling is it's going to be Nunez time here in this breaker. He's just kind of hanging there in the middle. I think this is such a big point. Jose's not messing with him.
3-1, Sakura Nunez.
Tomas, I thought Salazar in your match pegged you in the last game. He hit 2 shots that made you, like, I think the precision of his drive floors me, and you're in perfect position, and he hits a little bit. I always think in mix, when you hit behind the guys a little bit, that's where you can kind of force a chicken wing kind of response, and he got you on 2 big shots, and you didn't do anything wrong. It's just that he just hit a masterful shot.
He did. He made a good adjustment because I was being very active, and they were trying to hit it around me to get it through, and I was taking it, and then those key points, he went right at me, and it was tough to handle the volley. Not only are overheads spinning more in this warm weather, but it's hard to control the volleys off of a spinny drive because the ball pops up off your paddle. So I think even volleys are harder to control than normal.
100%.
I think the volleying is the most difficult thing in this warm weather. I mean, you guys can all run down every other shot, but it seems like controlling that volley when it's just pummeled at you in this temperature is very tough to control. Salazar serving, Sakura hitting the return. You guys, I like the surround here. Macy looks familiar, kind of like Philly Cricket Club, where you guys got to play on that side court and you had the fans all around you watching. I kind of love the feel of this.
Does a little bit. Ooh, a stay back.
Wow. Wow.
He hit the one board on the court.
Unbelievable.
The one board on the court that Jose couldn't cover.
Can you imagine if you could get inside that mind of Guillermo Nunez? What it would look like, the kaleidoscope colors.
Monkeys playing instruments.
What does Guy think about?
Tell you what, I don't think he feels pressure.
No,
I
definitely
think he's
not.
just having fun.
He says he just wants to find ways to create offense. He wants to find ways to have fun.
He's always telling Macy to drop her shoulders.
He keeps telling me Macy's shoulders down. And then I realize my shoulders are up just by standing. Macy's shoulders down.
All right, really tough serve. Nunez went right in.
All right,
on
we have a match point.
Georgie. Set
Or
point?
set point, sorry.
Good height on that lob from Sakura. You can see Salazar's having to wait for that ball. Gives Nunez time to pull his move and sneak in there.
Did Nunez just blitz off a roller?
He blitzed off a roller.
He did.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
You know, I thought about doing
I
that
saw
today, but
this.
it didn't work out.
Never
Did
works
do that
out for
one
me.
time.
I did, and it didn't really turn out the way that it did for Nunez.
So again, we see a little bit of the I formation. Person closer to the net gets first dibs on the shot.
Oh,
And you just see that constant moving from Salazar right there. And Sakura didn't know what to do. I actually like Sakura's high lobs. I got to say, that negates what Jose can do.
wow. Bad bounce off the seam there.
Little swirly, little
Tomas,
swirly ball.
I
and
have some intel. I don't think that it's monkeys playing instruments in Guillermo's mind. I think it's Chilean Chihuahuas in ponchos.
Chilean Chihuahuas.
Chilean Chihuahuas in ponchos.
I could do that.
Yeah. If anybody else has any other descriptions
If
of what
anyone
you think.
Send
has
them our
any
way.
ideas of what they think is going on in Guillermo Nunez's mind, please
Yeah.
send in your thoughts.
Wonder
Thank you,
if-
Sailor.
Wonder if Mark Powers is watching.
They were watching earlier. Meredith chimed in on the chat. We see Rob Mitchell from Canada. He's watching. Macy, he's the president of your fan club, for sure.
What a nice guy.
Ah, what a great guy.
That's the second time we've seen that where Charlotte thinks she's going to have to cover Nunez, and then Jose hits a great volley behind her.
Yep, and Charlotte's, hedging her bets, doesn't know which way to go. We're at 7-all, tiebreaker first set, finals of the 2025 APTA National Mixed Championships. I'm Patty Hogan along with Tomas Christian and Macy Elliott.
7-all in the tiebreak. That's what this set deserves.
Get. Oh, and the spin gets Salazar.
Wow.
8-7, Socorro Nunez.
Salazar might have had flashback to last year's men's nationals first set right there, Tomas.
I wasn't going to bring it up, but thank you, Patty.
He
You're
didn't-
absolutely right.
He didn't have monkeys playing drums in his head.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Not much they can do about that.
Great roller, short lobs. You never survive that.
No. I'm
All
really
right.
good. I'm really good at those.
I think,
9-8,
is that the first return that Nunez hit actually right at Jose? Everything else has kind of been middle, and there's that lane next to Georgie that's been open. And I think that's where Jose was looking for that ball. And Nunez just took the old one basic cross-court return to serve, and I think it surprised him, actually.
Wow. That's
9-all.
impressive return serve, especially off of that spinny lefty serve.
9-all. If it gets to 10-all, Ron Cummins has to make the drive.
That's right. Ron would have time for the next set.
It's his only way due to back surgery. I want evidence.
Wow.
Wow.
What was going on in Key's brain right then?
Salazar.
Ponchos.
All right. Set point for Salazar Alexandre. And I love this. Guy's going after Jose on this.
Wow.
So Macy and Tomas.
Salazar, they win the first set. 7 games to 6.
All right,
We'll be
settle
right-
in. That's just one set.
Yeah, we'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA YouTube channel presented by ProFlight.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're live here at the 2025 APTA Mixed National Championships in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey, with final round action between Guy Nunes and Charlotte Sikora, and Georgie Alexandre and Jose Salazar. Salazar and Alexandre just prevailed in that first set, 7-6. I'm Patty Hogan along with Tomas Christian and Macy Elliott. Tomas, what's a little quick recap of that phenomenal first set?
I really feel like it can just go either way. It just came down to who made less errors there at the end.
Just spectacular shot making.
Impressive. A little bit unbelievable that the first break of the match came at 5-all, but you know, one break usually follows another. Tend to relax after you break serve and think that's it, but then got broken right back.
Yep. Macy, how about these women? How proud are you of their play here in this first set?
I'm proud or envious, one of the two. I mean,
both at the same time.
Both are. Georgie is definitely adapting, and she's doing better as the match is going on. And like Charlotte Sikora, I've been super impressed with her play. She's really dialed into the mixed play, and it's cool to see. I'm trying to take notes on how I can improve a little bit for next year.
So mix is so dramatically different than playing men's and women's. Tomas, give me your biggest difference playing mixed. Besides that, I mean, I don't know who's your favorite partner. I'm going with the one you played with today. What's the biggest difference for you?
Oh, well, I just think, first off, it's so, as a fan of paddle, and I watch a lot of the ladies' matches and a lot of the men's matches, it's so cool to see them on the same court playing against each other, which is just so unique. It's almost like, I've always said I wish there were more mixed matches throughout the year. To me, I think the spin, I think there's the men have really embraced the spin in the game, and I think that it's really cool to see that.
One thing we were talking about when you were touring the grounds, Tomas, was there's a different kind of dynamic in mix, and who do you think feels more pressure, the guys generally or the women generally?
The women, for sure, in my opinion. I think it's similar. I'd say, 10 balls in a row, the guy calls me, and then you got to be ready to hit that one where you weren't expecting it to be yours. And I think it's really tricky to play to be the lady, the female in that situation, where they're almost, the guy is giving you the ball that he doesn't want, which is usually the toughest one. So I think it's much tougher for the ladies.
That's a great answer. I really didn't expect that. That was really good.
I learned that from our guy. Shout out to Juan Carlos Cotto. He always thought that was what it was like playing with me.
JC.
He's like, you're just giving me the ball that you don't want and expecting me to do something with it.
Wow.
Charlotte,
backhand.
in her own respect, has an unbelievable ground stroke. She can absolutely crush the ball.
So we're looking out here. I think we're looking at some weather possibly coming in, some rain. I think tomorrow we're going to have some rain coming through. But we delayed the start of this a little bit, just by a couple minutes for those of you watching, because our producer, Big E, had to go up on that big ladder to adjust that big camera and cover it with a big plastic bag.
I can't imagine the amount of climbing and jumping Big E has had to do in this line of work.
Big E works hard.
They don't put that on the job description.
They do not.
I hope he's paid well.
That's right. Great food. I mean,
Great food,
unlimited
though.
food and cookies. So far side, just hitting that two-handed backhand. That's Jose Salazar, his partner Georgie Alexandre. And then on the near court in that green shirt, the lefty, Guillermo Nunes, and in all black, the one and only Racket Odyssey's Charlotte Sikora.
I love that early preparation from Charlotte on the screens.
So what we saw in the first set was a lot of the I formation. Tomas, do you want to talk about that a little bit? How Jose's just playing in the front of the court, Georgie's playing the back of the court.
Right, we ran into that with Pavle Jefferson and Ana Zabori did a similar strategy against us, and I think what's tricky about it is when the ball goes through to the player that's at the baseline, instead of moving backwards for it like you typically do when the ball goes through, they're moving forward at having another screen drive, so it makes it a little tricky. You get caught, maybe you drive the ball through, but then you come halfway in, but then you're dealing with a drive and volley from the service line. So I think it's a tricky strategy. I haven't really figured it out yet, but I'll let you know. Great drive from Charlotte.
Don't feed that backhand.
Maybe they should hit it to Guille.
That's right. Charlotte's lighting it up here.
Oh boy.
I like the play with Sikora really hitting the high lobs to Salazar.
She's lobbing very well.
Tomas, you've played against Guy many times. Does he sweat?
Does not sweat, as far as I know. I've played with him and against him, and especially playing with him, I was really looking for it. I was looking for some wet spots. Nothing.
No wet
Nope,
spots.
0 wet spots, even in the rain.
That's unbelievable.
Yep,
But so is
just
Guillermo
dry.
Nunes.
No, that glowing that you get from him, it's not sweat, it's just natural glow.
Wow.
Yeah, too short a volley there, and Guy kind of had his way. Jose was kind of in a guessing game, and he guessed wrong there. Boy, if Nunes and Sikora could come up with an early break here, it'd be huge for them.
Advantage, Alexandre Salazar.
Too good.
Wow.
Two. Advantage, Alexandre Salazar.
Macy, how important do you think it is for women to advance their levels in the sport by playing mixed doubles?
Oh, I think it's. I learned so much today just by playing. I think it's. I wouldn't say necessary, but it's always going to be an advantage. Always.
We're tied 1-1, second set.
It's going to feel very uncomfortable at times, but it's only going to make you better. And what's interesting, because we did a lot of prep. We know Guille is a lefty. We know I'm going to have to deal with that cut. But the thing that we never talked about was his roller to the ad side. And the first one I received, I moved completely like it was a righty roller, and completely missed it. And so I kind of learned how to adjust for a lefty roller on the ad side.
Yeah, and I think you have to have the attitude. You got to get out there and kind of take it on. And you're
Oh
just
my
going to learn
God.
from it and get better.
If he had made that, insane.
Love 15. All.
That's Charlotte Sikora serving.
I've got a question for both of you. who on either the men's or women's side that isn't in the tournament today would you really like to see play mixed, and why?
Ooh.
That's a great question.
Patty?
Have they ever played in the mixed?
They can have, they may, yep,
They may have.
they may have.
Well, I mean, is it too easy to go with last year's national champs? V. Lopez and
Yes.
Alve Regalado? I mean,
40-15.
I love watching them play. I missed their championship win last year. I wasn't at the mixed. But they'd be fun. One of the people I'm grateful never played a lot of mixed was Johan Duran.
I was going to answer Johan Duran.
Yeah, that's probably the best for
Right.
everybody.
I knew that was a low-hanging fruit answer.
Did he ever play the mixed?
He did. He played with the members club. I think he played at Greenwich Country Club. Patricio ran an event.
James, Socorro Nunez, they lead 2 games to 1.
I have no idea when that would have been. I gotta open up that folder in my brain.
Did Steve DeRose ever play mixed?
Great
Steve
question.
did. Steve did.
did?
I believe Steve won it with, I'm gonna say Bobo Delaney. And
Oh,
I'm
what
go-
a team,
Oh,
DeRose,
wow.
Delaney.
I think it was in 2011. Let me check my files. Oh, bingo. No, I was reading.
You're just that good, Patty.
I was reading Steve DeRose. I mean, what a magician, a phenomenal player, phenomenal talent, and we miss seeing him out on the courts, but thoroughly enjoyed watching him. He had one of his great nationals. He made one national final with John Lubau, and it was right here at the Indian Trail Club, where they took out the higher-seeded team of Chris Gambino and Drew Broderick, I think. Is that right, Tomas?
In the semifinals, that's right, because
In the
Drew told me.
semis. Yep, great win for the Dagger team.
You know what team I would love to see in some capacity of mixed? I would love to see a little Mark and Meredith Powers.
Oh,
You know,
come on,
I think-
Meredith, let's go.
Come on,
Rumor
Meredith.
has it Meredith has one grip.
Meredith has one grip.
That's all she needs.
We're trying to convince her to go 2 grips.
Well, one she has 2 now, but one is only
She has-
slightly different than the original.
Correct, but I would like to see a Mark and Meredith Powers.
You know who I think would be very good at mixed is my ex-partner, Eric West. I think would be a phenomenal mixed partner. Maybe he can come out here one day with his
He
wife,
would love
Katie.
it.
Eric West is an amazing mixed partner because I did an exhibition with him. And he was an amazing mixed partner. Not as good as you, Tomas, but an amazing partner.
Uh-huh.
Good answer.
I know when you're fibbing.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, Patty, what do you think here about how Georgie is doing different than, like, let's say the I formation that we saw from Florinata at Nationals, right? Floor was all the way back in the green, and here Georgie is kind of staying back in no man's land, you know, a little bit to the right. What do you think about that? What are the advantages to that versus a typical complete eye? It's a tough ball.
30-15.
I'm not sure where you want me to go with my answer.
I'm not sure where I want you to go with the answer.
Can you rephrase your question, leading me to what answer you want me to say?
Because a lot of people would say that Georgie being in the no man's land place right there, people would argue that it would lead to getting caught in the middle, but I don't think it does. I actually think it's fine. She hasn't gotten caught there one time. She kind of is able to help, you know, tell Jose, is the ball going in or out, which I think is a huge advantage.
And you're saying when we saw it at Nationals with Hanish stayed back behind the baseline?
Behind the baseline or
The
on
whole
the
time,
baseline
right.
on the center mark, whereas Georgie Alexandre here is in the middle between the service line and the baseline, and she's slightly to the right.
I think she fears there's no ball that's going to go driven through that Jose's not going to pick off. I don't think she has that concern.
It's a fair point.
So I think she can play it a little bit. I think she's getting away. She's doing a great job playing a little shallower, you know, inside the baseline.
Wow.
It's a,
Go, Charlotte Sikora. Awesome.
oh, what a backhand.
She's feeling it. There's nothing like taking Salazar, you know, making 4 volleys in a row and then bringing a drive right to him.
Oh.
Look at this.
Wow. Salazar found a cutter.
Oh, what a shot.
And Old Faithful.
Damian Johnson, Presidente chiming in. Mixed paddle, he wants to see Anton Protsenko and anybody. Demi, I've done mixed paddle with Anton Protsenko, and we definitely played I formation in the back of the court.
Shout out to Anton Protsenko. He's unbelievable.
He is
Takeover type
unbelievable.
of player. He's got amazing drives, both sides, amazing hands.
What a shot from Jose.
Advantage, Alexon.
I'd like to see Macy Elliott and Damian Johnston play. Sorry, Tomas.
Let's set it up.
Well, look, if Macy and I don't win one of these years, she's going to be a free agent.
What are you talking about?
I'll be playing. Me and Patty are going to play.
Oh, yeah.
Beacon Pros.
Get those Beacon Pros together. All right, so we're 2-all second set. Alexan and Salazar won that first set in the tiebreaker, 7-6.
Still on serve, correct?
11-9 in that first set tiebreaker.
Good get.
15 low.
Macy, what's the longest tiebreaker you ever played in?
I don't know about the longest tiebreaker I ever played in, but I do know off the top of my head the longest tiebreaker I ever watched was last year's Nationals in the round of 16 when Tomas and Eric West took on Drew Broderick and
Scott Kaler.
Scott Kaler. I'm pretty sure that tiebreaker was 30 minutes long.
You know, we actually were up 6-0
Yes, they were.
in the tiebreaker because Eric West hit 6 winners and then ended up at 6-all. And we definitely had a 30 to 45 minute tiebreaker. It was incredible.
Do you remember the final score?
It wasn't even anything crazy, but the points were just minutes long. Would have been great if we got more points for the longer rallies.
There's still a chance. This
30 all.
Quarterfinals mixed nationals a trillion years ago, I think like 7 decades ago. I played with Anthony Casamano, the director of this tournament, and we played against Cochrane and Pendergrass.
Wow,
Really?
that's incredible.
25-23 first set tiebreaker.
Wow.
No
that
way.
Anthony Casamano won.
I'm sorry we didn't ask you the same
We
question.
I asked it because I wanted to talk about Anthony.
I get it now.
And,
We should have asked.
All right, well, we're learning.
That's incredible. 25-23,
That's
Oh, I think we
incredible.
saved something like 14 set points.
and you took it?
We took it.
Oh,
That's because of Anthony. He does everything really well and great partner, never gives up, fights the whole time, thinks of everything.
Doing a
Super
great
fun
job.
to play with.
He's doing a great job running this tournament. That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Kaz is the best.
All right, you guys watch out because Meredith has chimed back in. One grip only. She said, we're coming for you next season. It doesn't matter how many grips I have.
Let's go, Meredith.
Oliver Jones, shout out, Tomas. Glad to hear you on the stream.
Oh,
Hey,
Ollie.
Oliver.
What's going on, Ollie? Good to hear from you. I hope you're not wearing your big Helly Hansen parka on this warm day, but you probably are.
Probably is.
It's kind of like Guy Morton-Ass. He had that silver part rock in that jacket. No matter what, he was wearing that jacket.
You know where he was.
I love how calm and quiet Sakura is playing on her volley. She just sees Salazar loading up, and she's keeping her legs down. Great balance. Rock solid hands.
Sakura Nunez.
You know, Guy Moore would be rocking a pink shirt to match Alexandre and Salazar today.
He would be envious of their outfits.
Team Sakura Nunez, they lead 3 games to 2, second set. Alexandre Salazar won the first, 7-6.
Speaking of Meredith Powers, and the question we put out to everyone, what does everyone think goes on in Guillermo Nunez's head? Meredith Powers believes he thinks of pasta.
You have to do the read. Macy, you can't talk about Meredith right now
Okay,
because
you
we
sure?
owe our sponsor reads after
That's
5
true.
games.
Corient is an excited partner with the APTA because whether as advisors to our members as or as members themselves, they are already a part of the APTA community. Learn more at www.corient.com, the official wealth sponsor of the APTA.
Good job, Macy.
I heard
okay, now
Meredith.
talk
I heard
about
Meredith uses Corient.
Oh.
I don't think Charlotte's going to get away with those half drives. I think she's either going for it or she's lobbing.
And if she's lobbing, she's putting a lot of air underneath that ball. That height sort of seems like the only thing that negates a Jose Salazar.
That's one of the things I felt today, is that if I want to drive so that at least Nunez isn't hitting an overhead at us, but you don't always have the right ball to do it, so it's kind of tricky. You end up feeling like you have to do more. I would love a third set so I get to spend some more time with you guys.
I would love a third set.
That would be great.
I mean, we can see here. Look at all the people on the side, right in front of that Indian Trail Club bar. They want a third set.
Yeah, and that Indian Trail Club bar runs the length of all those spectators. Just an amazing facility the McBride family's put together here in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey.
What an incredible club. I actually got I got my certification here my first year by the one and only Mike Gillespie.
Oh, great.
Wow.
That's his move.
You know, we talk about what's going on in Nunez's mind. Can you imagine him as a kid in school? Can you imagine being Guillermo Nunez's teacher?
I would love to see that. Some epic shot making in this match.
I'm just amazed in watching him. I was so chill and so calm and so creative. And I guess his style and just his mindset lends itself to him being so artistic out here and how he responds to every shot fired at him.
His shoulders are always down.
You know, I've got a little story about Guillermo Nunez. We're at dinner in Pittsburgh at a tournament, and I think we ended up talking about pet peeves, things that bother you. And Nunez said, when people say Chilean sea bass, because sea bass, they swim everywhere. They're not Chilean. He's like, I don't understand it.
That's a good one.
So there's a glimpse into the mind of
That's true.
sea bass. Now when we see each other, we don't even say hello. It's just Chilean sea bass.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is sick.
He's a wizard.
Also, like, I know Jose missed that, but the fact he even got there.
Andre Iverson just chimed in, Tomas. Loving your commentating.
What I love is that Andre is here, but he must have the dual screen going on. He's watching the live stream while he's here in person. It's like going to a concert and watching the TV screen.
I like the idea there. Charlotte had it. She's playing great. She's going for her shots. Love it.
She always does. What a great roller.
Great roller.
30 all.
That's the Sikora serving. That's Jose Salazar hitting the return, far side, deuce court. Georgie Alexander, far side, at court. Charlotte Sikora hitting that roller right there with the blue paddle.
What's interesting is I'll get a lot of players ask me if they can then hit rollers from behind the service line because they watched Charlotte Sikora do it last weekend. And I said, there's only one Charlotte Sikora.
You don't think that's wise for most club level players?
I think that's much harder to pull off than she makes it look. She makes it look easy. It's not.
She missed that one, but I was just thinking to myself how Charlotte is definitely one of the best volleyers in the women's game.
She has been balling very well, even though she missed that one.
Jose is throwing the kitchen sink at her.
Do you know Guy Nunez's favorite movie?
Is it a kids movie?
I think it's Harry Potter.
I think we just heard from
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
We just heard from a reliable source. in the chat.
PG-13.
So
You're a wizard, Guille.
You're a wizard, Guille.
all right, so we're at 4-3, second set. Mixed Nationals Finals, Indian Trail Club. I'm Patty Hogan along with Tomas Christian and Macy Elliott, along with our producer, Big E. All right, Macy, look into your crystal ball. Another tiebreaker?
Yes, another tiebreaker.
Tomas, look into your crystal ball. Another tiebreaker?
I think that Nunez and Sikora are going to run away with it here, and we're going to go to a third set.
Okay. Macy, when you look into your crystal ball and it's a tiebreaker, what's the score going to be?
I think it's going to be, I'm thinking 7-4.
Okay.
Nunez Sikora.
Okay, got it.
Oof.
Got all our predictions in.
Wow.
Good off-speed ball right there from Georgie Alexander.
And here's the one thing when we were talking about difference in men's and women's game, like I think that the women, they get away with volleying off the net way more than the men get away with it. And I think that it's something we have to change very quickly in mixed, realizing we can't get away with volleying off the net.
But also in mix, I always found that I could be a better volleyer because I had a lot of confidence that my partner in mix would go back and cover every single shot.
That's true.
Just a little bit more reach and speed than my normal partner. No offense to any of my normal partners, women's, but I did feel that was a luxury in playing mixed.
You know, Patty, you always say that about the reach, but I don't think that applies to me, so we're going to have to figure something else out.
So you got that speed.
Yeah. It's one or the other, or both, Tomas.
Right. Me and Nunez. Speed.
Shout out to the APTA for all their efforts this season. There's so many live stream events, 19 tour events, junior nationals, mixed nationals. Kudos to Karen Jedlik. She just walked in the room. I had to make sure I gave her the shout out and said her name correctly. I've learned. It's taken me about 3/4 of the season, but I got it now.
Wow, 4-all.
Oh, Tomas.
I was wrong.
Well, we'll see.
Well, we didn't
don't
bank
know
on
yet.
Guy missing a return to serve.
See if Nunez can cast a spell here.
That's right.
Oh,
That was a good one.
Hey, that
Tomas,
was
that was a good one.
that was pretty corny.
No, I like that.
Macy's face just turned really
I
red.
mean, it was corny. She can't get embarrassed by stuff that you say. Like, not all jokes go over great. I had a little chuckle on that one, Tomas.
I think you're very funny.
That wasn't a
maybe
grand
that wasn't
slam.
one of
That
them.
was maybe a single.
You know, it's interesting in watching Georgie and her, how she's playing inside the baseline when Jose's up there doing his stuff, and how it's just different than what we saw at the women's nationals.
30 low.
And I kind of like their movement together. You know, we're used to teams seeing them side by side, you know, shifting a little bit side by side. I kind of am intrigued watching them where if Jose moves in, she'll move in. If Jose backs up a little bit, she'll back up as well. She maintains the same spacing. Maybe that's to avoid getting hit.
Wow.
That was a great get from Alexandre to come up with that.
30-15.
I mean, that was a huge get, as it turns out, and overjuiced by the wizard there from Nunes.
You know, I can't emphasize enough how adorable it is that Harry Potter is Nunez's favorite movie.
It actually tracks.
I love it.
Great shot from Alexandre right
Great
there.
shot.
Back to back, really good shots. Another dipping ball forcing a volley error from Nunes. Unbelievable.
Wow.
That was the perfect spot from Jose.
Yep.
That couldn't have driven it any better.
Right off that right hip, chicken wing.
Oh,
Sakura.
fall. Been there.
Team Alexandre Salazar, they lead
All
5.
right, they have the chance to serve it out.
Gigantic break right
And
there.
is it Alexandre serve or Salazar?
Salazar. Oh no. Yeah, Salazar.
And then in mixed, do you think it's more beneficial to have the male serving or the female?
You know, it's Macy, you answer it.
I'm going to say the female to an extent, just because then you have the male up at net, and I think you can do a lot more with that first ball.
15 low.
All right, he's trying to get his hands on. He's trying to get his paddle on one of these.
Wow.
Oh my
Great.
God! What a sick
She
shot.
made it. Oh, that was incredible.
One of the most absurd
Wow.
shots I've ever seen from Nunez, and an incredible get from
What
Georgie.
a get from Georgie.
Wow,
That
awesome
was
get from
insane.
Georgie. And all of a sudden, Salazar Alexandre 2 points away from the Mixed Nationals Championship.
Love it. Good shot.
Big shot, Charlotte.
Big time move by Sakura, and I loved how she kept moving her feet and just went after that shot. The last second, you hit it. Georgie's always been, she's got to be ready.
Wow.
Charlotte's
Coming up big in the
Cora.
big moments. That's very clutch, Charlotte.
How good are these women, Macy?
Clutch.
Unbelievable.
That was absolutely clutch.
I mean, this is high-level mixed national final
is-
here. This is awesome.
It's a great roller.
40-30.
All right.
Clutch forehand screen drive
Yep.
from Nunez.
was a perfect spot.
Yeah, Alexandra was backing up. She didn't, again, she can't commit to the shot because she doesn't know when Salazar's going to stick his paddle in front of her. Good high lob from Squirt. Get a little time here.
You know, we usually don't teach people to hit rollers from so far behind the service line, but it is incredible how good Jose Salazar is at it. Wow, another big backhand.
Backhand from Charlotte.
Charlotte Sakura, masterful doing a backhand.
Why are they hitting it there?
Yeah, they got to play Guy more.
I think you hit Taki.
It's unanimous in the booth. Let's hit to Guy.
Ooh.
Ooh, I was a little nervous on that one.
Kept floating a little closer.
Ooh. Smart.
Wow, what great defense from Georgie Alexander there. Second match point for Salazar and Alexander.
Another amazing screen drive. That's that benefit of having the lefty on the ad. Just all those high balls are forehands instead of backhands.
Oh, Charlotte's got to be careful.
Yep. Wow. Wow.
Careful.
Volley from Charlotte.
Great volleying.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
The champion, Alexandre Salazar.
Match point number 3.
I think he's going to change the serve up here. A little slower.
Oh, and there you have it. Alexandre and Salazar mixed national champions. Wow. What a match.
Macy and Tomas, that was such outstanding play. I mean, kudos and congrats to Georgie Alexandre and Jose and Salazar. Just a beautiful day of paddle today. What great play from the beginning of the day to the very end. And kudos to Guy Nunes. And I mean, the play of Nunes and Sakura, just outstanding. I mean, they got past you guys. That was amazing. Macy and Tomas, I'd like to thank you so much for joining us in our last live stream of the year. We're going to wrap it up from the APTA Tour. We'll see you next year when we kick off the season possibly in Montclair again. You guys, thanks so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Patty.
Patty.
That was awesome.
Welcome to the Cutter Challenge, brought to you by Volley.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Done. Great job. Hey, good stuff to you.
Patty, good job.
Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.